it's Rebecca and welcome to our 10-minute masterclass. In this masterclass, I'm going to tell you all about the wake to sleep technique and how you can implement it, why you should implement it, and how great it is. Really often use this technique with families, both in the academy here as well as when I'm working privately with families. You'll find the download to the technique right here, but you'll also find it on the resources page if you need to have a look there for it. So what is wake to sleep? Wake to sleep is a great technique that I use when we're working with eliminating a wake up that is happening out of habit. So it's great for habitual wake-ups. It is not good for just random wake-ups. So oftentimes when we've done some sleep training or not, you may notice that your child wakes at around the same time. Now, the first thing that I suggest that you do is keep a sleep diary. Really, really helpful, really important to do, because we need to be able to predict there's quite a fine line of when we need to implement the technique. So we need to be able to predict when your child is going to wake up. So I would keep a sleep diary for 3 or 4 days, looking at time they were up in the morning, how long they napped for, time at the beginning of the night, and then time that the wake up is happening. Because the time they wake in the morning, how long they nap for, as well as the time they go down for the night, those slight alterations may then change when the wake up is happening. We want to be able to predict when your child is going to wake up, and so the sleep diary is really going to help with that. So you've got the sleep diary, you know that your child is going to be waking up at 11 o'clock. Great, you know that that's going to be happening. And what we do with wake to sleep is we try and eliminate the wake up. So what we're doing is going into your child about 30 to 45 minutes before we expect them to wake. So if we expect them to wake at 11, then we want to reset their sleep cycle about 10:30 or 10:15. And when we're going in and resetting their sleep cycle, we just want to just do the bare minimal of resetting there. We don't necessarily want to be doing too much. So what we're doing is you're being hands-on. You could do some shushing, some patting, some jiggling, whatever it is that you need to do until you see your child move or make a noise. Now that may realistically happen as soon as you enter the room. They may move, make a noise, that's it, and then you're done. And so what you'll do is you'll then just leave them, and then they will get back down. You've just reset the sleep cycle. They'll go back down into their deeper sleep. So what happens is they're awake, they go down into their sleep, they're back to their sleep cycles, and then they're coming to wake up at that 11 o'clock. But we're going to go in at that 30 to 45 minutes beforehand. And what we're doing, they're in a bit of a deeper sleep then at that point. We reset the sleep cycle, so we bring them up here. So because they were in that deeper sleep beforehand, they're going to just be able to go back down into that deeper sleep. So rather than coming to wake up at 11, they're actually going back down into that deeper sleep, and they shouldn't wake up. So we want to be working on this, trying this for 3 nights, because that's how long it takes to break a habit. So we want to do this for at least 3 consecutive nights. And then we should just leave your child to see how they do this themselves. Now, if you try this and they woke up just as you normally expected them to do at 11, then chances are you didn't quite reset them enough. Just get your child back to sleep as you normally have been. And then the next night, that is then when you will be going and waking them just a little bit more. And then you can kind of just add, as the nights go on, more and more help if you need to. There are some children who I've worked with who need to be completely woken up and then just lay down and they get back down to sleep. Because remember, they were in a deeper sleep. So they're much drowsier, much groggier. So they should have much easier time falling back asleep because they were in a deep sleep. So don't worry if you get to that point where you do need to be fully waking them up. It's fine. But let's start with the minimum amount of help, because that's easier for you to be giving that minimal help. And then add more if you need to. You don't necessarily need to. Most people do not need to. And this works really, really well. You want to make sure that this does not now become your new habit. So this is why we want to be trying this for the 3 nights. If your child has been waking at this time for a really long time, then you may want to try for a few more nights before seeing if they can do it themselves. But this wake to sleep is an amazing technique for eliminating habitual wake-ups. So the example I've given you is with an 11 p.m. wake-up. Great, that's kind of easy because you're going in 10:15, 10:30. That's generally before you've woken up. If this wake-up is happening at, let's say, 3 a.m., this is not so easy because you need to be going in at that 30 to 45 minutes before you're expecting them to wake. And that does mean that you need to set an alarm to wake you up so that you're going in and doing it at the right time. And that's pretty miserable. Nobody necessarily wants to be doing that. But what we're doing is we're eliminating the wake up rather than managing the wake up. So it's actually a better thing to work at. It really is. You're going to be getting up then at 3 anyway. It's just setting your alarm for a little bit earlier. This is also a really, really great technique if your child is having night terrors. Generally, night terrors will happen at around the same time or going through so many sleep cycles. And again, going in and resetting that sleep cycle between 30 and 45 minutes before you expect that night terror to happen is actually going to really, really help again eliminate those night terrors. This is something that you would do for longer. And we look for more information on night terrors because there's other things that we can do to work on eliminating those. But the wake to sleep technique is actually one of the ways that we can work on as a nightly basis. Those night terrors generally happen at around the same time each night, or again going through so many sleep cycles, then you can expect it to wake. If you can predict when it's going to happen, we can work on eliminating it. Thank you for joining me for the 10-minute masterclass. I will be back next month with another class. Take care. Bye-bye.